Hi everyone, it's Jordan again, and for today I want to share two stories with you that both have a similar theme to them. So the first one goes like this. Tracy told me this story a little while ago. There once was a really, really wealthy guy who was walking along the side of the road, and he stopped all of a sudden and bent down to pick up a penny. And the guy beside him goes, "Why did you just stop to bend down and pick up that single penny? You're so wealthy that you don't need that. In fact, you're worth so much money every minute that you actually lost value just by taking the time to pick up the penny." He said, "Why in the world would you do that?" And the wealthy guy turned and replied and said, "I wasn't picking up the penny because I need the money. I was picking up the penny because it's a constant reminder to me of In God We Trust." I know you can't see that, but I think you all know right up at the top here says In God We Trust. Second story, more recent, with Hurricane Idalia that just came through. I was watching a news story about one of the hardest hit areas. You know, they always talk to someone who is just standing in the midst of all this like debris and rubble, and everything that they have is just gone, right? And so I was watching this news story, and one of the women who was being interviewed right before the segment ended, she bent down and she picked something up. And it was this. It was a bill. And she said, "Not the whole bill is left, but only the In God We Trust part of the bill is left." And she held on to this. And she showed it up to the camera on national television. And she said, "In God We Trust. Still here." So I hope that you're picking up on what I'm trying to say with these two stories and with this money that I actually stole from my mom's wallet. By the way, I'm kind of hoping that she doesn't notice that. In God We Trust. It's our motto, right? It's the motto that our nation was built on. I'm sure that you've heard it said many times, In God We Trust. But it's more than just a motto, or it should be more than just a motto. It should be a way of life. It should be what we stand for. It should be something that is worth sacrificing for, giving our life to in some cases, in all cases. It should be something that we know withstands any kind of storm, no matter how bad it is. It will withstand every single storm. It's more than just a motto, but I feel like these days, the way that we see it is it's just something that we say, or just something that we see on our coins when we even bother to look at them, or when we even bother to use them. It's all credit cards now, right? We don't even look at money half the time. But I feel like we need to really go back and recognize that this is not just something that we say. This is more than a motto, and it goes back to my mom's all-time favorite verse. I know you guys have heard it. I've shared it with you many times because it's very meaningful to her and thus to my whole family. Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your might. And you know what? Don't trust in anything else. Trust in God alone. It's not a mistake that it's in God we trust and not in God and people, in God and ourselves. No, definitely don't trust in ourselves or in other people or in the world around us. What else can we possibly put our trust in? Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Trust in God alone. So you know what? I hope that you take that through this week with you. No matter what you're going through, maybe it's a really good week for you. You've got some stuff you're looking forward to, or maybe it's been a really tough week that you've barely gotten through at some points along the way. I hope that no matter what, you'll take some of this with you. And I'm not talking about the actual money. I'm talking about something way more valuable than just the money. The guy in our first story, he didn't pick up the penny because of the value of the penny. He didn't care about that. He cared about the value of the motto and the way of life that's written on here, that in God we trust. That's invaluable. Making that decision to put our trust in God alone is worth more than any money I could have on this table or any money that exists in this entire world. So I hope that you take that with you, more than just the money. Take the thought with you. Take the motto with you. Take the way of life with you. And even say it out loud sometimes. Just say, "In God I trust." I know everything's falling apart, but in God I trust. I know things could be better. I know. I didn't do a good job on that one thing. I know work is stressful. I know life is hard, but in God I trust. In God I trust. Just resolve to believe that. Resolve not just to say that, but to really feel that and to really believe that. So let's all try to do that this week and as we go forward. Maybe even every time we look at money, maybe that can be our reminder together. Is every time we see money, we just think, oh, you know what? In God I trust. Not in money. Not in this. But in what's written on it. I hope that encouraged you today. God is always trustworthy. God is the only one that should have our trust because he's the only one who is worthy of it. God is good all the time. In God we trust always. Love you guys.